So in my previous video, you might have saw I talked about going from small conversion projects, refurbishment of 1-2 bedroom flats, moving up the deal chain into multi-million pound conversion projects. And I just want to talk a little bit today about risk mitigation in terms of planning. Some of the properties that we look at, they're big commercial buildings, perhaps 10,000 square feet. They might be 500, 600, 700,000 pounds, maybe £1 million to buy. And the one thing that we don't want to do is to end up owning one of these buildings which we can't get planning on for change of use to residential. I certainly don't want to own a hotel or a care home or anything like that. So how do we do this? Well, it's very different working with commercial agents to residential estate agents. Commercial agents understand that when we agree the sale on the property, agree the purchase on the property, we're going to include terms, okay? And quite often that will be subject to planning approval. So we might agree to purchase the property at an agreed price, subject to obtaining the relevant planning permissions. We might do that by exchanging now, subject to planning, or we might use an option agreement to control ownership of the property over the time that we're applying for the planning permission. Now, we do have risk money in the deal at this time. So, for instance, on one of ours, we put down a non-refundable £25,000 deposit. So, if we hadn't got planning permission, we would have been out our £25,000 plus our architect's fees, plus our planning fees and all that kind of stuff. So it would have cost us about £50,000. That was our risk money at that point. But it's much better to have some smaller risk money up front than to buy the property and hope you're going to get planning later on. During that time, we'll be talking to planning consultants, architects, local authorities to ascertain the likelihood of getting planning on what we're looking at. But it's really, really important that we mitigate our risk between the agreement, agreeing to buy the property and actually completing on it. None of us wants to own a building which probably hasn't been working very well as a commercial property before. We don't want to get stuck with it. We need to ensure that we're only going to complete on it if we've actually got planning permission, if we know we're going to get planning permission. So I hope it's a small useful tip. All of your commercial agents out there will be absolutely used to these kind of deals and how they're structured. If you try this with a high street retail agent, they're probably not going to get it, but your commercial agents, they're used to working in this way. So another, hopefully a useful tip if you're looking at development projects, either on land or commercial to residential projects, any kind of development deal. And for more of these tips, just subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you.